Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is a game of One the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against Deaniks. He's a Japanese player and for me he's the allied side. The Japanese taking more and more dot bases at the Bismarck Sea. Fine, let's do this. Yesterday I was able to get a one British torpedo in Hiryu and I bombarded the airfield of Mersing and trashed it heavily, I would say. I tried to repeat this today, but the enemy battleship formation I encountered already yesterday is here to protect the base. Of course, it was a little risky, I know this could happen. I still went forward and say, do it. I want to completely wipe out the airfield of Mersing and have no more this threat. And now we will see how well this British, Dutch, American formation can hold against 4 Japanese battleships and 3 light cruisers. First I get some good hits on enemy light cruiser, that is good. But 6-inch shell hits still have sometimes to struggle to penetrate the armor of the light cruisers. So the Japanese light cruiser guns are really not strong enough to hurt Allied light cruisers, but Allied 6-inch guns also struggle to penetrate the Japanese light cruiser armor, let's say this. So they're often not able to really create a lot of damage each other. And Dragon get a big hit here. But this is a night engagement with a lot of moonlight, you can see here 85%. So far I'm fine. There was a penetration hit on an enemy gun, so more or less an enemy 14 centimeter gun is lost on Minazo. The benefit for me is that of course 2 hexes away is Singapore. We have a big port with shipyard and can repair any damage immediately. Every crippled burning ship here for the Japanese have to return to Mersing where no real port is, or far Saigon. Number 1 threat for me is of course the enemy Japanese torpedoes. They are so powerful, one hit can sink and cripple any ship I have here. Again, no penetration, structure damage, no penetration, belt armor penetration. That was a real hit with a lot of damage. And again, but this was a Dorota hit. Oh, the Reuter looks not more so good. And I can make some surface damage on your machine. Belt armor hit, no penetration. So my 15 centimeter or 6-inch really don't penetrate the enemy light cruisers. Yeah, the other advantage is I can restock my ammunition in Singapore in one turn. The Japanese also, where they get ammunition. So even if they defend today the base, I can come back. But first, John D. Ford is going down after a Japanese torpedo hit, direct hit. But I would say these are this kind of destroyers I would not really miss in the long run. Yamashiro is burning at least. And burning will create some fire system damage. Yeah, 90% of the shells are not hitting. That is a typical night engagement without radar. And overall, of course, I am outclassed here. The weight of 4 battleships, what I have only 1 heavy cruiser. And this is, I think, Houston. No, not Houston. Houston is here, so this is the light cruiser. I always forgot his name. Not taking part of this battle. I'm not sure if there's maybe a crossing T at the beginning. Could be. The Japanese have simply the better skills and can maneuver better, and then they're getting this crossing T advantage. Boise, I mean, of course. Boise is not taking part of the battle. Ooh, tornadoes also get a hit. And this is the end of the battle. So, heavy fires on one enemy light cruiser, what can create system damage and then trouble the Japanese. For me, I have the Reuter also heavy fires, but I have Singapore next to me, and Ford is lost by a torpedo hit. I would still say that is of course a tactical victory for the Japanese, because they win this battle. But the losses on my side are very light, and the Japanese formation is now out of ammunition. Enemy torpedo APD, but this is a big task force. Unluckily, the APD intercept my submarine. I-160 miss here light cargo ship. Shallow water, there would be opportunity, but of course this is really only a convoy. It's enough if I can save the ships. So these are my destroyers. They're trying to run away. Unluckily, I run into the enemy battleship formation. So we will see how this engagement will play out. These are the better American destroyers with roughly 1,700 tons. in 5-inch guns. Not that 5-inch guns can do anything to the heavy capital ships, so I can only hope for a torpedo hit on enemy or simply run away. Don't take on this battle. Okay, 5-inch hit on ISO. The next hit, but no penetration, of course. What is a little strange, I would say, and not a good combination. A porter get a hit. I mean, I don't know, this configuration of task forces make no sense for me. I like to optimize them always for their purpose. In battle cruisers, our number one purpose is speed. And because there's a big difference between these two capital ships in speed, cruise speed and top speed. But again, this early maybe Deaniks don't care this too much, but later on I try as soon as possible to split and build up my task forces and pure major role of what they have to do. Hunt down enemy, cover force, or protect something. Yeah, Porter is the unlucky one here. Everyone is concentrating the fire on Porter. But again, I would still say the Japanese consuming a lot of ammunition. They also have not maybe an easy task to restock them because you need a bigger port, and even with a port, if you want to rearm 36 centimeter shells or 14-inch, you need a port plus ammunition ship. So if you have this together in Rabaul, possible, but maybe depending on the logistic skills of Deaniks, he must even return with his task force to Truk if he don't set up everything correctly in Rabaul so early. Good. Porter is damaged, but not critical damage so far. That was really here more like to survive and with a little luck to create a torpedo hit, but not today. But it was not really. My attempt was to intercept the enemy landing force. So this is why I sent my ships there. But then on the way they're crossing this enemy cover force. So these are not really. These are only patrol ships. They don't have any skill to fight real surface engagement. They're only for anti-submarine patrol. So I can slaughter now this task force. But because I have maybe consumed too much ammunition, I can only damage some ships. But at least something. And now there was other submarine. Before it was 160, now it's 162. This guy is a little more aggressive and he go in a surface engagement. And yeah. And Allies ships have normally not a lot of guns this early on installed on the cargo ships. Next cargo ship, but here maybe out of ammunition, yeah. Low on gun ammunition. And S-23 is trying but failing. So I start my bombardments of the Japanese forces in Rangoon once again. If no one stops me, I can always disable some squads. Sea Lion is fighting and avoiding all damage. Ooh, my torpedo boats are able to find the enemy carrier fleet from yesterday. But it's now daytime and that is not good for torpedo boats. Yeah, they're avoiding. Pity. But I know now where's the enemy third carrier fleet. And this is the cover force, I think. I mean, maybe these are the two ships split up after this night engagement and they're trying to return to a friendly port. My submarines are not able to get a attack run. Enemy cap is dying over Singapore. I sweep now, Mersing. After the bombardment and damage aircraft on the ground, I was hoping for, and of course, I was also planning to have a second bombardment and then maybe close the whole airfield. So my Hurricanes must now fight on the enemy here. You can see 1B zeros and 1B Oscars and zeros and Tojos are all here in different kind of numbers. I cannot achieve a victory. 1-to-1 kill ratio is okay, but I will lose my pilots. Secondary. Maybe similar. Bombardments in China. And now I come with my bombers. And I was not able to completely wipe out the enemy cap. I make here airfield attack. And I can damage the airbase at least. Still not what I was hoping for. This here is the cover, so my buffaloes are here to give escort. And they are not doing well for escorting. So buffaloes are really only good for cap and nothing else, I would say. And some bombers are running away. I have already Blenheim's 4, so they can do something. At least they are better protected. And little late sweep. But I can achieve victory over Mersey now. And out of Calcutta, my long range B-17Ds. Dropping some bombs. Because I had no detection of the enemy carrier fleet, I choose this airfield attack together with this bombardment. The first part was not successful, so the second part was also not really successful. But yeah, at least it was not a disaster. And I try to attack the Japanese at Rangoon because they lost the ownership of Pegu, so I was thinking, okay, try maybe low on supply, something like this. But it's nearly 1-to-1 at the beginning, but of course it's jungle, so or light or urban, so it's the defender get a bonus. They don't really get the bonus because the defender is low on supplies. It's at least some units. But my units have maybe not the morale and the experience to really fight well in the offensive, so we both lost some equipment, but I have a lot much more disabled, so it's not working. But it was an attempt. If there will not be in the next coming weeks a better possibility to try it. So now I know it's not working. I need much more support bombardments. Good, see you soon. Good. There was again action. That is always interesting. Air-wise, I lost the battle over Mersing, I would say, because Japanese lost 6 aircraft. So something is missing here. But clearly I had 2 high losses. My hurricanes did not enough to defeat the enemy, and then my Blenheims suffer mostly by air-to-air kill ratios. I had 23 lost airframes out of this 7 are dead, 6 are missing, and 2 are wounded. Yeah, it was an attempt to completely wipe out the airfield of Mersing. Good. Navy-wise, I lost 1 Clemson class destroyer, so I think the smallest American destroyer is only 4-inch. The only meaningful use of Clemson class are destroyer escorts you can convert in April. But this one not more, it's dead. And I lost a small cargo ship on the surface against the submarine. Okay. Still, I would say it's not a strategic defeat. It was maybe a tactical victory for the Japanese, but I don't know if it's really a victory in the long run for them. Nothing to report here at Alaska or elsewhere. At Tulagi area, I was able to inflict casualties against the enemy landing force here at Shortlands. I think from running from here to Shortlands and then back, but the enemy cover fleet hit me. Now, because I lost here my Navy search operation, I am a little blind here. But I sent my AVP, to another spot, to where I can maybe install a new Catalina air wing, because early warning is the best defense. My destroyers are all running away. Porter is fine out of ammunition, but I would say it is okay. I can reach the enemy port position. So not anything. A lot of stuff is now unloading at Rabaul, so, and I try my best, but Rabaul is simply out of range of any fighter, so I cannot run my bombers there alone. I don't have Airfield 5 to run B-17s, or I could try it with B-17s. Yeah. So far, that is all around. Nothing really in Dutchies Indies. My submarines are again not able to do a meaningful strike on the enemy, and again I cannot see the enemy location. This is the heavy cover, or the battle fleet is now still in Mersing. Okay, there was some other ships split up, but I don't know where they are. My Navy search is not able to find them. I had some lost, and you can see that the airfield, this is a problem. Even airfield 7 is simply overburdened with this many air wings. I'm still trying to get more equipment into Singapore. Here, airfield attack. Lost one airframe yesterday. One airframe lost and one pilot dead. Yeah. This one wounded pilot and also one lost airframe. That was maybe before. That looks fine. There's on cap. Is escorting. But did nothing. This air wing lost a lot. And 5 pilots missing or killed. These are already Blenheim 4s, and they have this armor protection, so to give the pilot a better chance to survive, or give the enemy more trouble to down the enemy the aircraft. But my torpedo bombers I keep on the ground because it will be completely mess up everything if I also try to run torpedo runs. I cannot even handle this kind of air wings. So you can see, where's my Hurricanes? This Hurricane air wing was sweeping over Mersing and lost a bunch of airframes and not really achieving too much. So this was a little disappointment. The pilots are okay, not best, but okay. This air wing was also sweeping, maybe did better, I don't know, but yeah, still not enough. And that guy, these guys are still on training because the New Zealand pilots are really not so great, and I have no other air wing for New Zealand to train fighter pilots, so I must train them here. Yeah, that is all so far. So that was the air battle over Mersing. My ships are back in port, so I can send them back to the shipyard, fix them immediately. De Ruyter maybe needs some more time, but it's also only 8 days in the shipyard. And the enemy is not in Singapore, so I have no problem to fix this. And that looks fine. So 4 days I need to fix most of this damage. And the submarines getting damaged, but also in 1, 2, 3 days they're back in active. So I will run maybe more torpedo boats and submarines to try to get damage against the enemy battleships, but maybe they must also return to port because out of ammunition. The airfield damage is already at 60%. So you need only kick it a little more to maybe close the airfield. We will see. And something else is returning here. This is maybe the invasion fleet or support fleet from Mersing long ago. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.